Starting. And welcome to the first episode of the Backdoor Cut podcast with Jamie Rico from LakersPulse.net and also Nelson Espinal. Did I get that right? Wonderful. So Lakers just lost big.
Brutal game.
Yeah. So let's just real quick discuss that before we get into rest of the schedule of what we got written down. How about you go first, Jamie?
First off, Randall had a pretty rough game. I think the benching's kind of getting to him. Not playing with the same talent level. Playing with Sacre and Huertas isn't exactly helping him. Russell looked good in the first quarter. Kind of wonder if his legs maybe started giving out on him a little bit. Long road trip. I want to talk a little bit more about him later with his shot selection, but we got that later. Yeah. Kobe had a great game tonight. Throwback game.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
Definitely. What about you, Nelson? What did you think?
Well, I thought D'Angelo played well. I mean, as well as you should expect from like a 19-year-old rookie. He dropped he went 4 for 4 at the beginning, and then he went 1 for 10, something like that. Afterwards, his legs, like Cameron said, they gave out. And Randall, he kind of struggled too. I mean, I guess he's still pretty young too and raw, so I mean that's what you should expect. Howard was pretty long, so I mean it had an effect on his overall game. And Kobe, he had that throwback moment where he was draining shots out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, this is Kobe back from back then.
Yeah, I mean that's the first game Kobe's shot over 500.
Yeah.
The first game of the season. But I guess we'll just transition into that. With how Kobe's been shooting, do you guys? I know we all kind of joked at the very beginning of the season about how Kobe was done and over with.
Yeah.
With how he's been playing lately, do you think it could have been the calf injury that he had back in preseason holding him back, or I don't know, because I tore my calf in high school, and that took forever to get over. So if you had a mild strain of it, I mean, you got nothing with your legs on that. You can't jump. You can't just go full out on anything. So, I mean, could he be coming back? Do you guys think?
I don't know. Nobody's played this well in their 20th season.
The
history of the league. I believe in the Kobe mystique as much as anybody, but playing this well, probably a little much to ask, but he has been playing the style that we wanted him to play with his better shot selection, being a facilitator first sometimes to kind of get the defense off of him. I think that he can stay efficient, probably around 45% the rest of the year if he keeps playing like this. I don't know if a 25-6 game is going to be
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't expect that at all.
No.
What have you been seeing any different, Nelson? I mean, obviously his game he's gone to facilitator Kobe.
Yeah.
But
he hasn't been chucking like he's been before, so that's been helping him. Me and my friend always joke that I think Kobe's done. It's just these games once in a while, those flashback moments of him balling out, and then after that he'll go cold for the long stretches, and we'll wonder if he should be starting or playing at all. So that's gonna happen. It's gonna be more on and off with him. He's gonna drop assists, drop rebounds, do his little thing, but once in a while, probably next game he might go 4 for 19 and struggle.
Yeah, personally, I've been super hard on Kobe throughout his career because he's one of my favorites. So I always wanted him to be the best. I didn't ever give him excuses for nothing, But it's good. I think what got me is how he played so well coming off of a back-to-back.
Yeah.
That was huge. I expected Kobe to come out and just pull a Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, even worse. Which game did he go 1 for 14?
Sacramento. I don't quite remember who we were playing.
Yeah, I mean, after the back-to-back, I just kind of expected that.
Yeah. Kobe probably is the best at recovery. He's insane with his dedication to recovery. So.
Yeah, he shouldn't even be playing at this point of his career. He should be done,
Yeah.
like in a wheelchair at this point, but yeah, he's still.
Guards especially don't play this long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and all the high usage he's had with the Achilles injury too, just a few years ago. And then, as everyone just keeps saying, 3 years in a row of just season-ending injuries, which sucks. But whatever. it's good. It's good to see him back.
Definitely.
Even if it's just like once every few games, or once every 10 games, just as long as he's being mindful of how the younger guys need the ball. It's just those first few weeks it was incredible, just chucking Kobe all the time.
Oh,
I mean, the Philly game just set, what was it, 7 for 26? That was terrible.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I don't want to harp on the bad stuff, but I was happy. He played really good. So,
I think he's having a positive effect on the development actually. I think him and Russell are starting to build some chemistry, which is actually good to see. I mean, you saw that one little touch pass to Rohira, but Rohira has no offense, so he can't. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see them build that chemistry and kind of passing the torch, I guess. Even though Russell's still way young, so you can say that.
Yeah, that little pass the torch moment, as they were calling it, when he after the overtime shot, to send it in overtime in Minnesota, them bumping into each other, or jumping up and bumping into each other,
that was great.
Yeah, I mean, how long did you guys expect for that to happen? Because I mean, after how the first few weeks, I was just like, man, this is just going to be a long season.
Oh.
I mean, it still could be, but at least the last few games have been a little bit better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, what do you guys think that he could do better still to help out with the kids more? I mean, that's kind of more, I think, on. We'll get to him later, but Byron Byron telling him to not shoot so much, and pulling him instead of having he played 30 minutes through the first 3 quarters tonight, right?
Yeah.
That was crazy. I mean, I think it was you, Jamie, that tweeted out, do not put him in.
Yeah.
30 minutes through 3 quarters. It's just like, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a blessing that we were getting blown out.
Could have easily been a 40-plus minute night.
Oh yeah, that would have been all bad.
Brian has literally no control over Kobe. He'll just run him out there and Kobe do his thing, and he won't really care. He'll probably 40 one of these games, and probably get a season injury, and that'll be it.
Yeah. Byron.
Byron, man.
All right,
Coach of the
year. Yeah. Coach of the year. All right, let's transition to the young guys. Obviously Clarkson's been out the past 2 games with that sprained ankle. I messaged you, Jamie, before the game that how much you want to bet that Byron's going to play him or starts him over D'Angelo if he is good to go.
Yeah, he would.
He would have.
Yeah. I'm just glad that they told him to sit. I don't know if that was his decision, Vivi's decision, or I doubt it was Byron's decision. But
I guess he went out and tried shoot around and said that he felt good, and then he went to go talk to Vivi, and then after he did that is when they kept him out.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys like? I think so far he's probably been our best player.
Absolutely.
Personally. And this is coming from a guy who I loved last year. I didn't get to see a ton of them last year. My schedule's always conflicted with the games. But I was texting or messaging back and forth on Twitter with Honey on the BLSS blog. And I was saying, well, we don't know, is he a starting caliber player? And I think he's more than proved it. What do you think about that he's most improved on, Nelson?
Well, I mean, his jump shot's obviously gotten way better than it was in the first season. So, I mean, that's obviously good to see. But I don't know if they can actually, Russell and Clarkson can work together. I know it's a small sample size, but I think that Russell when you see them alone and Clarkson alone, they've done their own separate things, and like they never really done like exploded together. That's what we're waiting to see, really. Like if they don't do it this entire season, the front office might start to wonder, like if whether Clarkson and Russell can play together, or if Clarkson or Russell can like run the second unit. That'd be good to see.
Yeah. Well, which game was it before the benching? Was it Atlanta?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because wasn't JC 5 for 8 in Atlanta, and that was also a pretty decent game for Russell.
I
Yeah.
think that was the game. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
had one game where I think all three of them played really well together.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember if that was the game. I mean, we got beat by what 20 then.
Oh
but
yeah.
I think I know what you're saying, Nelson, but I think they can. I mean, they're supposedly really good buddies off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yeah.
From everything I've seen. So I mean, obviously just playing time and Byron not screwing with these hockey shifts that he keeps putting in, and and then just like focusing on who's the lead ball handler. Like I know everyone. We always talk about how we've got so many ball dominant guys, but I think of all of them, I think JC is probably the guy that would be able to be best without the ball. So I think that would be. I think that would it should work. I mean I don't know. What got anything else, Nelson?
No, I think that's it. I think Clarkson overall as a player, I'm not sold on him yet. I mean, I saw him exposed for a couple points, but I'm not really like 100% on board with him. I think the role player at least, like he deserves to be in the NBA. He deserves to be on the Lakers. Like they should keep him. But I don't know if like there's already like talks about contracts and like 5 years, like 40 million. I'm like that might be a little much. Yeah, I'm like slow your roll. Like he had a couple good games, but I mean he's not there yet.
I think he's totally getting that arena
Yeah.
extension. I mean.
Somebody will do it just to tie up the Lakers' cap space.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, Thankfully we have gobs of it this year.
Thankfully.
Oh yeah.
What have you seen most out of Clarkson, Jamie?
He's gone away from playmaking a lot, which I actually like. He's a scorer, and which is kind of what we need. He's aggressive on any catch. He makes a play if he has it, but he's looking to score, which is why I think he and Russell can play together, because Russell's going to find him, and with his improved three-point shot, he's at like 45% or somewhere around there on catch and shoot threes, something insane. I think they're going to be great together. He's definitely our best player this year. I don't think there's much debate there.
I think really the only I know a lot of people hate him for some reason, but I think the only guy that can sniff that would be Hibbert. I know
I love Hibbert.
His offense is obviously terrible, but man, his defense is just so good. I mean, tonight I saw in the first quarter. I mean, it's just that verticality, just killing it.
Yeah, I still don't know like how the Lakers are gonna go in free agency because they have him as a free agent next year. And there's like a couple of good centers, like I think Horford's a free agent, so I don't know where they might go with that. I mean, I know that Hibbert's like the best defender on the Lakers, and he's a good defender, but offensively, like I think maybe Horford could like help stretch the floor, maybe a little bit more, help D'Angelo on the pick and pops. I mean, Roy Hibbert has like a okay jump shot, but after that, he can't do anything, can't finish. He falls on the floor way too much.
Yeah, we'll get more into free agency once we start talking about the front office. But there are definitely some centers that I think that this is hopefully the year that we can actually draw one to us.
Yeah, this might be the year.
So, all right, let's talk about D'Angelo so far. I think he's the past couple games obviously looks great. There's still a certain reporter that keeps bagging on him, but tonight he obviously started out hot. He was 4 for 4 as Nelson said, and then he ended on what was it, 1 for 10?
Yeah.
1 for 10.
I mean, I don't know if it was necessarily bad shots. I think it was just, 8-game road trip, back to back. I think he played was it 36 or 37 minutes against San Antonio.
Oh yeah, he had Hyman account on those games.
Yeah, and his usage rate is also really high.
33 or 34% last night.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you guys? I mean, what do you want to see most out of D'Angelo? Like his shot is starting to fall. He's getting those pull-up threes in transition that are awesome. But Darius Soriano from Forum Blue and Gold has talked about how he thinks it's more of he's a good passer, not a playmaker. What do you guys think about that?
I think he's a good playmaker. I think it's just his teammates aren't finishing his plays. This game he had a really nice pocket pass to Randall, who had wide open lane to the dunk in the fourth quarter, and just fumbled it around, turned into nothing. There's at least 4 to 5 plays like that every game where it's an easy 2 points and the Lakers can't catch the ball.
Yeah, I think Russell would be averaging somewhere around 6 assists a game. What is he? Because he's under 3 right now, isn't he?
He is. He's taken a hit the last few games.
Yeah, I think it would be around 6 if Hibbert could actually catch. It's don't hand. It's just ridiculous. What have you seen out of D'Angelo that you're surprised by, Nelson?
Honestly, these past 2 games, like I didn't expect to see this much out of him like this soon. Like there was so many people calling him a bust, and then like all of us had like defend him the entire time, and he wasn't giving us much. But now he's giving us full ammo. We can finally defend him, and I think his jump shot is starting to fall. So that's actually all he needed, really. I mean, the passes they'll come like later, like after the All-Star break, they'll come. He's actually surprisingly fast. Like I wasn't expecting that much speed from him. Like I saw him play in college, and he was pretty fast. But I mean, right now he's actually surprisingly fast. Like it's not blazing fast speed. It's not like Russell Westbrook who's gonna like overpower you, like go right by you. But I mean, it's fast enough for the NBA. I think to be a star player in this league.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen. I don't remember who it keeps saying it on Twitter. He's got sneaky athleticism, which sounds funny, but dude had a 39-inch vert. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, but he's unathletic and he's slow and he can't his passes are wild and he can't shoot and blah blah blah.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's a load of crap. Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Honestly, his passes are actually surprisingly tight. Like in the summer league, I saw his passes kind of loose, but he can actually tighten them up more. But we're yet to see that one like super stellar pass that I know he can make, but it hasn't come yet because I don't know. It's been pretty shaky.
Yeah, that one in Philly though.
Oh
that
yeah,
one, that oh man, like you said, he's got it tight now. It's just some of those passes are on lasers. Was it the one? Was it in San Antonio or was it Minnesota? It was like half court. He was at the top of the 3-point line.
I think that was in Minnesota.
Yeah, where he zipped it over to Kobe for the 3. I mean, you don't see many guys making passes like that. And the funny thing is everyone's just like, that's no big deal. Like, I would love to see half the NBA point guards make that play.
Yeah. And I mean, like they look so effortlessly. Like he'll just drive and then he'll just like throw it like that, and it'll like go right across. I haven't seen a pass like that in like a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Of all the games last year, I don't remember seeing a ton of pocket passes. Like maybe I just wasn't like looking for it. But man, he's got 10 a game. He just draws a defender and it just bam. If only the bigs could knock down a mid-range
or catch.
Yeah, or catch.
Or finish.
Baby steps.
Or finish. Yeah. That's always been a huge issue with me is the finishing for Hibbert. Like, it's not even really that he's 7'2", or like a huge body. Like, he just doesn't finish around the rim. Like there was a play tonight. I think Dwight packed him, and he had to get the rebound or get the block shot back, and then he got a dunk. But I was just like, really, man? Like, you need to go up strong with that. Like, I hate sounding like that, but it's he would score a lot more.
Yeah, he gets knocked off balance very easily once he gets up. And that's like most of his problem is finishing.
Yeah, the two counters that we got going is the Lou Williams foul and the Hibbert fall on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure. I don't know if I've seen a player on the ground as much as him.
No, not even close.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
When I wrote my piece on him, oh no, you can go.
No, you go.
Oh, yeah, when I wrote my piece on him, and I saw like his last year in Indiana when I think it was when Paul George got hurt, and I saw how like he was like one of the primary offensive options, and I saw like I didn't really see his offense. Like I tried to make some of it up, like try to see like where some of it could be there, but I mean no, it was no, like it like I'm not even gonna try to no.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll talk more about Hibbert later. All right. So Julius, I think of anyone anyone of the two. I think of the two, Julius has been the one that's hit most with the benching with two bad games in a row. Maybe it's just because he's tired and whatnot, but D'Angelo seems to be more energy and a little bit more efficient, and Julius just seems off. What do you guys think?
I think he's getting scouted, and they're sitting on the left hand so much now. They're not falling for his fakes. Even before, they would sit on his left hand, but he would give a little fake, and he would be able to spin right back. Hasn't been able to do that at all. I don't think his energy level's down. He's still rebounding at a very, very high level, like one of the highest in the league, I believe. I just think it's the scouting.
He's so
jump
strong.
shot. So strong and fast.
Yeah.
I'm still in the camp that I still think he's got a higher ceiling than Russell. I think he's going to be the better player still. I do.
I have to admit, coming out of Kentucky, that was the one guy I was hoping not to get.
Really?
But
Okay.
I have to say I'm on board. I think D'Angelo has a higher ceiling because especially now with D'Angelo taking it to the hoop, you know.
Oh yeah, being much more aggressive than he was before.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not giving any credit to that for Byron. Yeah. No way.
No.
No. I think he's in just total FU mode.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play exactly how I want to play and ignore the Princeton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's waving it off a lot and calling screens. Just very, very active and getting his hands involved. You know, waving people off, calling for a screen. And he hadn't been doing that the first month of the season.
Yeah. No. Actually, I wanted to know, if you guys actually wanted to take Marcus Smart or Dante Exum. I'm just wondering because he was one of the rumored guys to go to the Lakers. Because honestly, I yelled when they called out Exum and especially Marcus Smart's name because he was about to fall. But I mean, that's who I wanted. I thought Julius was okay. I mean, I didn't think much of him because I didn't really look at him. But I mean, I want to know if you guys thought that a guard would be a better fit for the Lakers at that moment.
You go first, Jamie.
I was a fan of Exum and Vonleh, surprisingly. Glad we didn't end up with Vonleh. But
yeah.
Wasn't ever a Smart fan. I was happy when the Celtics picked him, and I knew it was going to be Julius. I was a big Embiid fan. I really wanted Embiid. Badly.
That's another guy. I'm going to write that down right now. Embiid we'll talk about in a minute, in a little while.
Yeah.
But that picture of him yesterday, my gosh, he looks like the Hulk, man. Like a 7-foot Hulk. That's ridiculous. Like someone should not be that tall and that ripped. Like it's ridiculous. What were you saying?
I was gonna say Philly's got to get rid of one of their big men. So
I hope it's him.
Me too.
I hope it's him.
Looking forward to the Lakers.
No.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, guys. Come on.
No. Well, we're still talking about D'Angelo. I was not a fan of Jaleel at all. Like, I think Jamie, you've repeatedly said that you were all the way Jaleel.
I was upset when they passed on him.
Yeah,
very upset.
I watched a few games of him at Duke, and skill-wise, the dude's impressive. Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, defensive. Oh my word, the guy is terrible.
I bought into the Coach K told him not to play defense narrative.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah.
I figured that's what it was. Because you were one of my first like Lakers Twitter followers, and I was just like, dude is smart and everything, but I don't want to call you out on that. But I mean, he was atrocious. Like there was a reason why. I don't think he would. Well, okay. I don't think he was the reason why they won the national championship last year. I'm gonna go all the way. That was on Winslow and Tyus Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Agree.
All on those two. I mean, the NCAA tournament, anyways, is all about guard play. It's got nothing to do with big men.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so against taking Okafor. I got into it for like a 4-hour Twitter debate with this one dude, and I stopped following the guy because he is still, on board with Jaleel. I'm like, seriously? The Sixers are better with Okafor off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe they outscore their opponents with him off the floor.
Yes, I think on defense alone, I think on defense with him on the floor, I don't have the updated numbers. He was 108 defensive efficiency, and then take him off the floor and 96. Like that is crazy. But
I hate when people say that we should have taken Okafor at this point. You even if you hate Russell, you have to live or die with him at this point. Like they picked him. You can't trade Russell for Okafor at this point.
No matter what Chad Ford and was it Tom Habistro? I can't remember.
I think so.
They had that article a while back, and then one of them was like, it's such a foregone conclusion that it's going to happen. I'm like,
yeah.
Like Okafor is good in the counting stats, but in the actual analytics of it all, man, he kills that team.
He was overrated because of the focus that they put him in on offense. Like the offense was Okafor, and he got double teamed. We're like, oh, if he wouldn't get double teamed, he was like one of the best one-on-one players. Honestly, no. I think the Lakers might regret taking Porzingis because we're rumored to have almost taken him. I mean, who doesn't want the Porzingis? Got him like 7'3", can shoot a 3-pointer. You have Pau Gasol. I mean, I kind of fell in love, but I mean, Russell's okay too.
Yeah, I think I was higher than quite a few people on Porzingis. I could have seen Philly taking him. I didn't think we would take him because I think his best spot is going to be at the 5. I don't see him. I think his best value nowadays in the the space or pace and space game. It's best to have those type of guys at the 5, and if you have to have a 5 and a 4, and he's the 4, But go back full circle on Nelson's question of who would have I rather had out of Exum or Smart. I saw the rumors that Exum was going to go to Utah, and I even saw a couple to Philly, and that was the guy I wanted. Like, his shot is probably real broken, but that defense last year, he was 18 when he was drafted. Yep. I mean, he wasn't even the 19 that all the U.S. college guys have to go through, So that was my guy. I liked Smart because of his defense. I don't know if he'll be a very good shooter either, but he is. I think he's at least a pretty decent defender. I mean, I don't know the exact.
Very good defender.
Yeah, I haven't checked the defensive efficiency numbers with him or anything like that. I mean, or any other stats about it. But yeah, those I wanted a guard. I mean, even back that summer, I was like, I want Lowry. I want I want a point guard. And I mean, luckily we stole Clarkson.
We Jeremy Lin. We stole Jeremy Lin.
Oh yeah.
Ronnie Price. Don't forget Ronnie Price, guys.
Oh, Ronnie Price. Oh man, that was terrible.
Oh.
I wasn't quite on Lakers Twitter at the time, and like the first thing I saw was just everyone like they were having to fight the Lin stands. Crazy. I don't know.
Last year.
Yeah, I don't even want to know how your mentions were last year. I don't even want to know. But all right. Well, we got a couple other young guys to talk about besides the big 3. you know, I think all of our young guys need to start defending better. I think that'll just come with experience. Back to D'Angelo again. He's a much better defender than we all expected. I think. I wasn't expecting much on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, he's great.
Yeah, Clarkson. I just wish he was a better defender. Like he's not super long because Russell's actually longer, but he's got the size. He's got the burst. I think it's just Byron. he needs a true defensive coach. Like we need an assistant that can actually teach that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Byron wasn't a defensive coach. I mean, was that why we hired him? I mean, that was really tired.
Laker blood, right? Laker blood.
Let's go.
Julius, Julius needs to improve his defense, but I want to see him against more length. Like anytime he goes against guys with length, he just struggles. Like he's got speed and he's got the power, but his wingspan's 7 feet. Like it's not a T-Rex arms, but it's he just can't do well against those longer guys. All right, so we also got Nance. What do you guys think of him?
I like him a lot. He shouldn't be starting. He's clearly overwhelmed in the starting lineup right now.
Especially his rookie year. I agree.
Yeah, he's overthinks quite a bit. Everything is a catch the ball, pause, assess, think, then act. He needs to trust his mid-range. When he shoots from the short corners, it's usually money, but he doesn't take the open one very often, which he should do. And surprisingly better on defense than I thought he would be. I know he's athletic, but I didn't think he could guard fours, but he's held his own down there.
Everything I read before the draft, because I was surprised by the pick, but I was watching him from
I went at RJ Hunter all the way.
Who? RJ Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That I was him or Looney.
Yeah.
I mean, the hip injury scared me with Looney, but I once I heard. Did you guys hear the Zach Lowe podcast where he talked about Nance?
Mm-mm.
No, he's talked to some executives. This is crazy praise of comparing him to Draymond. I mean, he's that 4-year college guy. He's a good athlete. He's long.
He can handle the ball as well. Or pass as Draymond can, because Draymond can do everything, but that's a bit limited.
But I mean, also look at Draymond's first year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we all want to think of Draymond now. And we got to think when everyone makes comparisons, it's everyone's like, well, he's not that guy yet. Well, no, he's not that guy yet. His ceiling is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
If somehow Nance's ceiling is somehow be Draymond, that is a crazy asset at 27.
I could see it. He's got the tools, ultra athletic, crazy athleticism, and he's smart. Right now he's kind of overthinking too much, but he knows angles on defense. He knows rotations. Even with Byron Scott's defensive schemes, he's usually in the right spot on defense, which isn't something you can say about basically anyone else besides Hibbert.
Yeah, I think he's probably our best, or second best behind Hibbert, a big man defender.
Mm-hmm.
Bass has been atrocious, which I want to know how Bass would be at the 4 and just Byron stop playing him at the 5, because Bass has been one of my favorite guys ever since he was at LSU.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he was just somewhere else, position wise, talk about a guy that's got to be traded.
Yeah, I don't know if he fits on this current team. Yeah, he's a good roll guy, I guess. He can roll to the basket and dunk and finish, kind of like a Tariq Black. I don't know if he's still on the team or not. But I mean, yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nance, he's one of those guys that can come off the bench and just posterize a guy and play some good defense for a couple minutes, That's really all he can give you. A couple of maybe mid-rangers, but that's really it. But I mean,
Right now,
I honestly
especially,
thought, yeah, I thought he was gonna start like after I saw him play a couple games. He actually got minutes. Like I think it was like 5 games into the season.
Yeah.
Byron figured out that Kelly and Bass at the 4 and 5 don't work. So he put Meta, and I think he put no, I think he set Bass at the 5, and he had Nance at the 4, and he saw Nance play good defense, and I thought, oh, this is a Byron Scott type guy, you know, plays good defense, works hard, knows what it's like to be a Laker, you know.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about Black. We haven't seen him. You know, has he even played 30 minutes this year? Like,
has he even played 5? I mean, I haven't even seen him on the floor. Like I said, like one time.
Like, the reporter that we always talk about on Twitter, EP or Eric Pincus, which the dude is smart. Okay,
Yeah.
I bag on him a bit, but the guy knows what he's talking about, except on a couple situations, and D'Angelo is one of them, and the other one is Black, and I think it was a couple weeks ago he was talking about why the Lakers have been playing Bass at the 4, or at the 5, excuse me. Like, if Bass is playing the 5, why isn't Black playing? Like, I think Bass has like an inch or two on him. I think Black has the same wingspan, but Black is just, you know, more explosive, and he's a better roll man. Like, the one thing that we need is, well, I mean, we need a lot of things, but you know, one of the bigger things we need is a good roll man, especially for D'Angelo, and we're not using him like at all. I mean, was he even active? He hasn't even been. I mean, I know he hasn't been playing, but has he been active?
I believe he was inactive tonight with Clarkson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, just play him in the D League. You know, like, just let him get time if you're not going to play him. I mean, same goes for the next guy, Anthony Brown. Like, we saw him 3 minutes tonight, and I think 5 minutes against San Antonio. If that, he's been getting playing time in the D League, but when we pull him up and then we don't play him, like, and we're on the road and we do it, like, why? Like, I mean, I'm all for Brown playing. I wasn't super high on him coming out in the draft. So I can't remember who is saying that they wanted to take him at 27, but obviously we got him at 34. But it just, why don't we play him? Like, the guy that we need, you know.
A lot. He would help a lot.
Like, he would develop with the young guys, and we wouldn't have to watch. I mean, we didn't watch Meta tonight, did we?
Oh.
No, we didn't.
No. Okay, thank God. I got distracted with I don't know if you guys just saw me going crazy talking about Jordans. Yeah. Well, Harden was wearing those old Kobe Adidas spaceship shoes, man.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm like the only person on the planet that still likes those, even though everyone else hated them. Yeah, I mean, we'll play Lou at the 1, but we're not gonna, we're not gonna play these guys in position, or we're not gonna play the young guys, or we're gonna activate them, and we're not gonna play them. Like,
yeah, we'll play Nick Young at the 1, but I mean, we can't play Anthony Brown at all.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I think Meta. He's washed up. I guess. I mean,
he was washed up 3 years ago, though. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. He wasn't playing for a reason. I mean, he didn't really belong on an NBA team, No. And I think I loved Anthony Brown out of Stanford. I think they should have taken him with the 27th pick, because I saw a Draft Express video of him and Stanley Johnson going at it, and it was actually surprisingly close. And I mean, to get him at the second round, I thought that was a steal.
Oh, but, Brown, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess Byron doesn't like Brown and Black, so I mean,
Well, I mean, I think Byron's proven that he doesn't really like young guys. Every time that he starts to not play the young guys at all, I keep seeing people saying, "Well, Mitch, talk to him." Like, why does Mitch have to keep talking to you? Like, Byron, oh my word. But yeah, it just, in these garbage time, like, I tweeted out with, I think it was 3.5 minutes left in the game, like, why haven't we seen Anthony Brown yet. Like,
Yeah.
like we've been down, double digits now since the start of the fourth quarter. Let him play 8 minutes. It would be nice to see him start hitting those corner threes. I think you tweeted Jamie, but he's the only guy on the roster right now that is a potential 3 for us. Like, I don't think he'll ever be a starter, but he's a good 3-and-D guy off the bench.
Yep.
That needs to be played.
Yeah, honestly, I think he still might. It might be like a bit of a reach, but I think he can be like a Trevor Ariza type guy. I mean, maybe a poor man's Trevor Ariza. But I mean, that'd be great for the league because I mean, we need all the wings that we can get at this point. We literally have like no wings. Kobe's Kobe's a player. He's not really like a guard either because he can't guard a guard either. But I mean, we really don't have a real true wing except a washed up Meta and a washed up Kobe. So.
Yeah, I mean. Last year I was on board with the tank. I hated that too because Jamie, you're a Yankees fan too. Like, I hate losing.
Yeah.
Like, I hate.
You don't have to deal with it often.
Yeah, and with the Lakers being so good for so long, I hate losing. But last year I would check the schedule to make sure that we lost. That sounds like crap. But I mean, we needed the talent because.
Yeah, that's practically what I'm doing at this point. I'm actually, like, I was one of the few guys that started off the tank. I was rolling it up, and then I got bashed for it. I was like, whatever. And then a few guys into the season, I was like, this is what happens, guys. Byron's our coach. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. With that, let's talk about Byron so then we can go over his bashing and then we can move on from him and make our little complaints along the way. What I think the worst thing about so far that Byron has done is the mishandling of the young guys, clearly, and just letting, until recently, Kobe having free reign.
Yep.
So I don't know what are your biggest concerns with Byron? I mean, there's a lot to complain about, but what do you guys? What's your couple of your biggest complaints about him?
My biggest one is that he's Kobe's fan, not Kobe's coach, which is not working. It wasn't until whatever happened in the Wolves game where Kobe realized what he should be doing. And so far, he's done it since then. But even now, it's not Byron telling Kobe to shoot less. It's Kobe doing it on his own. I feel like Kobe wouldn't mind playing 25, 30 minutes a night, but he's going to go in and Byron tells him that. Yeah.
And that was the thing. I was like, so Byron has been the one playing him all this time. Like, all that talk in the preseason, and even before the preseason and off season, we're going to keep him on a minutes limit. Mm-hmm. But like you said, at Bill Oram, I think it's the OC register. Yep. He's not at the average yet. What about you, Nelson? What is the thing that couple of the biggest things that bug you about him?
I thought my first one, at first, it was the benching of D'Angelo, which I was like, and Julius, I was like, why would you do that when they're both falling out and Lou Williams is going to be here for like 3 years, maybe less if they trade him. Clarkson, I mean, he should really be playing minutes with D'Angelo as much as possible. And and until I saw him play off the bench, when I saw that he finally had that like free reign, like Kobe wasn't the Kobe offense anymore. It was D'Angelo get a bunch of pick and rolls and do your thing, which was what made him successful in high school. That was what I thought was really key for him. But I think my biggest headache with Byron is his rotations. I mean, it's not even like, why are you playing meta when you have a perfectly young stud? I mean, on the bench, not stud. I wouldn't say stud for Anthony Brown, but I mean, he's actually better. Yeah. And, I mean, Nance, I think it's great that he's playing minutes, but, I mean, he shouldn't really be Why is Julius on the bench? I don't know what he did. Like, I think, like, you have to bring Byron coffee and, you have to be, like, his best friend to get minutes on this team because apparently, you need to know what it's like to be a Laker. But, I mean, really at this point, it's just ridiculous. Like, his rotations, like, D'Angelo Russell should be playing, like, 35 minutes a game, like, high minutes. I think Clarkson should gain high minutes too, and to see him on the bench because we're down 9 in the fourth quarter, I'm like, I mean, and D'Angelo's playing better too. It's just frustrating. Just
Yeah, I think the young guys should be playing anywhere from 32 to 36 minutes a night. You know,
Yeah.
8 minutes at least a quarter. You know, because we've seen how the bench can just like kill all momentum. Like, and I don't even like using that word, but like after the first quarter tonight, it was ridiculous. That was, I mean, Minnesota was really fun. San Antonio was fun until like the fourth. But yeah, the I got Nelson threw me off track. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Then we were, the first quarter tonight. It was really fun. Like
Fun.
it was. Like I didn't think it was gonna last. I thought someone was gonna start missing shots. Like it's just gonna happen. But then once he does the hockey shift, except with Lou was the only one that he didn't take out, right?
Yeah.
Or did
Right.
he take? I don't think he took out Hibbert either.
He took out Hibbert a couple minutes after, and then Lou stayed until like 11 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was I tweeted how he had to be dead tired.
Yeah.
Like
He's practically forced to play Hibbert because if you look at our bench, it has like no defense at all. Like
Yeah.
from a point guard, like Fortes, his defense is so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Then you go Lou Williams. Oh, don't even get me started with Lou Williams. And then Nick Young, our best defender on the team. Better than Kawhi.
I actually have to say I was on board. Well, after his signing, I was pissed. I knew that he had a good year, or the year before, but I hated that. What was it? 5 years and $30 million. I mean,
Wasn't it 5 and 20?
no.
It's not that low.
I want to say it's at least 30. It might be somewhere around 25. But I mean now he's I think you've said it too, Jamie, that he's actually been one of our better players. His defense, I think he got into it with a guy on Twitter about Nick's defense. Like he hasn't been the traffic cone that Lou or Huertas is. I know different positions, but I would trade Lou and I would keep Nick, I guess, for a scoring punch off the bench. I know, Nelson. I see that look. Before the summer, I was. Let's put it this way: if I had to keep one of them, it would be Nick. If it was up to me, I'd trade both of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would just trade. Honestly, I would just trade Young, Williams, and Hibbert. Like, yeah, I'd trade him because I mean, I don't want to state the obvious, but we're not gonna go to the playoffs this year. Just so you guys know. Yeah, sorry, Jaime. But I mean, and honestly, it's pretty clear that the front office wants to tank, and if that's not what they're doing, I don't know what they're doing then. Because if Barry Scott's gonna be the coach of your team, you're gonna tank. Like, look at the Cavs, his last job. I mean, they want to tank, and if you want to tank, like, just blow up the team, you might as well just trade everyone. I'm sure Nick Young, Lou Williams, Roy Hibbert can provide some help to a playoff team like the Pelicans, which really need it at this point. So those would be some good landing spots for them.
That's the one team that I'm waiting for us to pull a trigger on.
Yep.
On a deal. Even if it's just getting second round assets for those guys, because I think we've done a really good job of retooling. I mean, I think we're already off of Byron because we're just all pissed about him, and we've all heard about it.
Everything's been said.
Yeah, I got it out of my system already.
Yeah. All right, let's just go straight full front office. I think that we've done a really good job of retooling. Was it 3 years ago after Dwight left? It was Sacre and Kelly.
Yep.
That was it. No one else.
Yeah.
Now we've got, I still think Kelly could be a decent guy. I don't think a true rotation guy. Maybe clearly in a better system, because his rookie year he looked decent. Sacre needs to go. Anthony Brown, Larry Nance, Tariq Black, who we're never apparently going to see again because Byron forgot his name, and then the three future, but with the front office, like the look of Byron, how we're a laughingstock because of Byron.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I know that everyone's like, oh, we're playing so much better, but I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. Is it 3-21 or 3-22 now?
21.
21. That's pathetic. Like,
yeah. Worse than last year with a better roster.
Yeah, with a better roster. No, like I don't understand how people don't realize that this is a much better roster than it was last year.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, my problem was the fans that had high expectations for this team. Like I could kind of see it. No, yeah, I could kind of see where we could get that from. But I mean, honestly, like I said, there's way too many things that could go wrong with this team. Like that's why I honestly started like the tank talk. That was one of the main reasons. Like I thought either Byron is gonna happen or like Roy Hibbert's gonna like explode and like not try and to turn to like full playoff mode where he plays like 40 minutes and like scores 0 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you guys? I don't know if you guys saw. It was sometime last week. It was against the Pistons. This guy on Twitter said that he was behind the Lakers bench, and he said no one is paying attention to Byron. Like Hibbert is just in total not caring mode. Like, which strikes me as crazy because he does not seem like a guy that would not care.
Yeah, well, I mean, how could you care on a team that's like 3 and whatever they are? I mean, it's just I honestly wouldn't care if I was on a team. I just try to get my points and my stats and try to get a contract in the summer because everyone gets overpaid now.
And then everyone's talking. I keep seeing, like Byron gets his guys to play hard, and
yeah, but getting them mad. I mean, because of
I want to give credit to it. I had it written down. It was another podcast that I was listening to. Harrison Fagan off of Silver Screen and Roll, and is he still on the Outsiders? I don't know.
I think he left.
He might have.
Yeah,
left.
I think he's
Yeah. Anyways, which all of those guys do a great job, but he had a great point of a lot of guys from last year played hard because they were on 1-year deals.
Yep.
That's why guys were. Yes, exactly. Which. All these guys played hard at the end because they want their money next year. Like now, I'm not saying that all the guys, feel comfortable. I don't think Lou is out there not trying, other than he doesn't try on defense. It's just just all these. That was a good point by Harrison that I just really liked.
Yeah.
Like Byron has to be killing it for the front office, like. Jamie, I know, or is it Jamie or is it Jaime? Like, I thought
Jamie.
I just heard Jamie. Okay, yeah. I thought I heard Nelson say Jaime.
Yeah.
My grandparents call me Jaime, so it's all good.
Okay.
I have my uncle's called Jaime too, so that's how I go.
All right. You and me have been beforehand have been defenders of the front office, especially Bus.
Yep.
Which I know. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't get that one. But look at everything that has happened. Like everyone wants to give credit to his dad. Like the White deal. Like I think I'm the only basketball fan that did not like that deal. I love the talent. I can't stand him though. And that was even before playing in LA.
Well, I mean, I was 12 when that trade happened, so you could just imagine a 12-year-old me, freaking out. Oh my God, it's Dwight Howard! You got Dwight! I started yelling out of my mom's car, like, "We got Dwight Howard!"
I was pretty pumped too.
Yeah,
I used to really, really like Dwight Howard. I even liked him all the way through his Lakers tenure, which wasn't a popular opinion. But since he's been in Houston, I haven't liked his antics. And
I still love the counting that Kobe did to him. Like, that was great.
That was the greatest moment.
Yeah, I mean, but back to Bus. He's done other moves. Like did they pan out? Not how he had hoped. Like they went. Trade? Yeah, which I don't know why he gets blamed for that. Like
that's all David Stern.
exactly. Like I've seen so many things, about how it's Jim's fault. Like that deal wasn't consummated. Like they were giving up good players in that deal, and then the other owners, because the Hornets, back then the New Orleans Hornets, were owned by the NBA. Like everyone was, like all the owners, especially Dan Gilbert, were upset about that trade. Like that. So that's another deal he's done. So then, the deal which I liked, I was not happy with what we gave up with the Steve Nash deal.
Yeah.
At the time, like you're thinking, a super team. You got Dwight.
You have to make that move at that point.
Yeah, I mean, now retrospect, that deal was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was. We gave up.
I thought he was actually kind of done because he was coming off like his second surgery for like his back, and I was like I didn't think he was gonna last. Like I was like, oh yeah, Steve Nash. I mean, like,
I didn't think he was gonna last the 3 years, but
I thought we'd get one good year, and that's all I really wanted.
Yeah, I mean that's what what everyone says. Like give up the future, whatever, but banners fly forever.
Yep.
Like it sucks now, because all those moves failed. But those are 3 big. It wasn't Jim Buss out there with a hammer, hitting Steve Nash with in the ankle, or in the leg with that broken leg, and then turning into nerve damage. Like
such bad luck.
I mean, it was just a stretch of bad luck. I mean, were there bad deals and stuff involved, and did we pay too much and all that? Yeah, but those are moves that I think most people, or at least most owners at the time, would make.
Yep.
Pairing Kobe with Dwight and Nash, and you still got Gasol. Like that was a super team. Like, but
I will forever hate Jim Buss because he did that trade, because that pick is not going to Philadelphia, and if Philadelphia gets that pick, I will be very not pleased.
So okay, so to the pick of that could potentially, I think is probably going to Philly, even though the odds are technically on our side, which they're still bad odds. Oh my word! I just lost my train of thought. To the pick. I had the Lakers going something like, depending on my mood of the day and how I thought the guys were going to play, I had them anywhere from 26 to 34 wins, which would put them in the range of 7 to 8.
7-ish, yeah.
Yeah. So you give up that pick this year, you pick 7 or 8, then you get your pick next year.
Yep.
Which we'll be talking about the guys later, but like as depth wise, the draft next year, from everything that I've read from all the draft guys, next year is going to be better. But
that's what I've heard too.
Yeah,
I know 3 names from next year's draft. It's pretty tough. I know Jason Tatum, Josh Jackson, and Harry Giles, which is a stud. You should see his highlight reel.
I haven't. I've seen one highlight of. Is it Giles or Giles? I have no idea. I always just go Giles after the Giles brothers in baseball. That dude is crazy good, and I hope those ACLs are not gonna just derail a crazy bright future. Yeah, but that was my hope for the year. I was not on Team Tank to begin with. I didn't think we were going to be great, even though the same guy that was telling me that Jaleel was going to be the better player, he thought that they were going to playoffs if we took Okafor. I was like, no, not even close. Did you get muted, Jamie?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So now I don't, Jamie. I don't think you're on Team Tank at all.
Not at all.
I'm kind of leaning that way right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
You got more people walking in.
At least that wasn't my dad. I mean,
Okay, let's go.
So how old are you again, Nelson? Are you 16 or 17 now?
16.
16. Oh well, look at you. You can drive now.
If my dad teaches me something, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, to be young again. I started driving when I was 15 and a half. Oh my word. Well,
I wish.
permit. You get your permit first, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, like, are you like done with the front office, Jamie? Like, obviously, I think Nelson's pretty done with him.
I'm still with them. I mean, Byron is the only thing I have an issue with right now. I think they rebuilt as well as they could have with the pieces they had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with most of the moves they've made. Just if they keep Byron all year, it's gonna hurt. But I still think they can get it done.
Well, I think that Byron might be a scapegoat for the entire season. Like, he has made some really bad decisions. Like, I can't give him a pass for some of the decisions that he's made, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say. I think he's kind of a scapegoat for an overrated team. Not saying that we're gonna go to the playoffs or anything, but we were honestly overrated. I didn't see the team at all. I know some people did. They're like, oh yeah, if this happens, and I think like one of the guys at Lakers Pulse said something. I forgot if it was Davon or Davin, something like that. He said that we're going to the playoffs, and he was trying to bet me, but yeah, I was like, no. I didn't see the team. I don't blame the front office. I think I'm done with the front office at this point because I think Jim Buss has to go. Maybe Genie Buss would be better. I don't know.
No.
Really?
No. Jeannie would be. She's the one person that always prays in that front office, and I don't agree with that at all.
Me neither.
Are we in a bad situation right now? Clearly, but I don't think it's all on Jim. I think
No.
I think a lot of it is this stupid timeline that he put in, and she loves to bring
Every
that up.
appearance.
Every appearance, and I have no insider knowledge. I just am a huge fan.
Yeah.
I think a lot of like the bad things that have happened, like, or just like the mystique, is Jeannie.
Yeah.
Byron hiring, I can't see Jim or Mitch signing off on that. I mean, they had 8 interviews with him. They clearly were
Didn't
not
want to.
convinced. Yeah, they weren't convinced. I mean, 8 interviews. I mean, it might have even been more than that. Then, like, I didn't think we were going to sign LaMarcus. I had no
Me neither.
belief in that.
When I saw my phone went off and it said that we were the favorites to land, I went insane. I was like, let's go all the way LA to LA. But I mean, that ship sailed like right after the meeting. And I think Kobe gets bad press for what he did. I don't think that he was the reason. I honestly think that it was Jeannie. I think maybe that they were talking too much about LA. Way too much about LA.
He said that recently.
That is everything that I've heard. And you said, Jamie, that he said that, right? Like, how do you in this era of like just money, how are we trying to show off a market? Like, I know like Nick has gotten crazy things. I saw someone saying, I don't know who it was. He's got a shoe deal, and he's engaged to a wannabe celebrity. A wannabe celebrity. For him, yeah, that sure works. But like LaMarcus, like, he was gonna get his money no matter where he went.
I also think it's Nick Young's personality that gets him that stuff more than just being on the Lakers.
I totally agree. So I think from everything I heard, it was like, what, 75% of Hollywood, and this is the Lakers, and like guys don't want to hear about that. They don't even really care about history for the most part, in my opinion, anymore. They want to go to a place they're going to win.
Yep.
Yeah. Our mystique is completely gone. Like, no one thinks about the Lakers and think about winning. Honestly, they think about it right now. They're thinking about D'Angelo Russell and a really, really, really bad team. That's all they think when they see the Lakers.
Yeah.
And they kind of see the market. I mean, there's still a market. Like, the Lakers should still be attractive because LA is still, a big market, but it's not what it used to be at all. You can't just offer him like less than the max and say come over here, because I think they wanted to get LaMarcus and DeAndre together, and that they were going to take less money. And I'm like, They
Yeah,
have to be
not
crazy to
gonna
take
do
less
that.
money. Yeah,
They're
it's
not
all
doing
the
that.
money these days.
I mean, I would like to see someone do a straight max. I think it was Clay Thompson up in Golden State. Obviously, he did the 5-year 90, which technically for him would be a max, but they didn't do percentage wise. They just did flat money. So I would like to see guys start doing that, but I mean, how often are we really going to get, the big three in Miami? Which I
Probably not
yeah,
again.
I mean, yeah, those guys. I say what you want about them. They took. I mean, they didn't take a ton less money, but I mean, they didn't take the true max, so then they could start signing guys.
It was also prime LeBron. That's easy to
Yeah.
take a bit of a pay cut
Prime
for.
LeBron and the very end of prime Wade.
Yep.
And of course, the Raptor. Oh man, I don't. Obviously, I'm no longer in high school because I'm old. But
High school.
high school. I would love if I was in high school now. All I would be doing is just doing ridiculous pictures of Chris Bosh and being a dinosaur.
If I had that much time, oh my god.
Well, I don't know how crazy high school is now. I was the jock slacker that was still
Yep.
smart and was able to do whatever I wanted, and that's what I would do every class. That's probably what I would do right now is just make Chris Bosh Raptor pictures all over.
You're lucky, man.
But back to the front office and everything. So let's talk about if we are in tank mode, which I don't know if we are. I think Genie is just holding on to Byron, which honestly, even though we all hate Byron, I don't know if Phil Pressey or I don't even know the other bigger assistant. Well, bigger. He surrounded himself with bad assistants.
Mark Madsen?
Who?
Mark Madsen?
No, well, no, I don't consider. No.
Also, his son. That's a good hire.
Oh yeah.
I just heard that on another podcast that he has been hired. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And that just shows the nepotism that is in this organization. Like, we've got 6 bus children just doing whatever they want, and we're hiring the coach's son to be a coach. I heard from I don't remember which podcast it was. So, I heard that the guys like him, but you can't make that guy a coach or head coach or interim.
Yeah.
So. All right. So who are your guys' top 3 candidates? Let's go with you, Nelson.
Number 1 would be a college coach overall, like any college coach, specifically like Ollie or or Coach Calipari, like one of those big names from college. That'd be like my number 1 choice. I think number 2 would be like either Mark Jackson or Van Gundy. I think they would be nice. I mean, way more fun than Byron. He was way better quotes. That's just me. But I don't know if they would necessarily make the same decisions or the different ones. It'd be kind of shaky. I don't know how that would work out. I think number 3 would be Luke Walton, the most popular name out of all here. I mean, he's not. I don't know how good of a coach he is yet because he's been coaching the all-star team. Like practically every single player is an all-star on that team. So I mean, we can't really judge him on a coach based on that. He literally just calls timeouts and subs in players. That's all he does. He doesn't game plan at all. So the practice are just like scrimmages or Steph Curry shooting like 100 threes a game. I mean, that's what it is.
He's had a few games where he had to draw X's and O's.
Yeah.
And I think the talent is insane, but I think I'll talk about him in a minute. Jamie, you go.
Number 1 for me, probably Luke Walton. I think he still got to coach with that. It's more than just making substitutions. But
agreed.
Close second is the Spurs assistant, Messina.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that comes from the Spurs coaching tree is successful wherever they go. And then
except in Philadelphia. Except in Philadelphia.
No. Don't get it twisted. That Brett Brown.
He's a hell of a coach. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that guy. is a very good coach. It is just so
I would
unfortunate
love
that
Graham.
situation.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he
yeah.
signed an extension with trust the process.
Yeah, that's a different topic for a different day. So okay, so you got Walton and Messina, right?
And then I like Kevin Ollie a lot. I was really hoping for him last year.
That was one of my bigger guys.
Yep.
I think yours and my names are the same. With Nelson's, we're all saying Ollie, right? You said Ollie, right, Nelson?
Mm-hmm. Or Coach Calipari. Well, he's not leaving, so.
Cal's not leaving. That guy.
He got it made.
Oh man, that's quite possibly the best, other than the Alabama football.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got it made. Mark Jackson, oh man.
2 years ago, he would have been a good coach for us.
2 years ago, I think he would just be barely better than Byron.
Really?
Yeah, no. All of his guys, sure, right after his firing, were very supportive of him. Now they don't even care. And he's made a joke of himself now on TV.
Yeah.
Like, just some of the things he said. Like, dude, you were fired. Everyone moves on. Like, I know that they won after you, but that was because you weren't able to lead them. You know? And all the issues with the owner. Like, the owner even had him, an assistant record him, didn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't want to speculate too much on stuff, but that's one of the things that I've heard. So, yeah, I could never. He would be like 8 or 9 on my list. That would just be like if all options are gone. I have no idea on Jeff Van Gundy. I remember that he was pretty good in Houston. I was like 8 when he was
coaching. I don't know how he would have adapted. Completely different game now.
Yeah, I mean, like, when he was, because he was fired now from Houston, what, like 6 or 7 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, that was like when I was into basic stats, you know, like I was into analytics. So I have no idea how Jeff Van Gundy would be. Everything that I've heard from people that know better than I do is he would be decent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my top 3 names would be the same as Jamie's, with Luke, Messina, and Ollie. But with Honey up with the BLSS blog, me and him are determined that next time the Celtics are in Sacramento, me and him are going to kidnap Brad Stevens.
Please.
Oh my word! Like, I was nervous about that hiring for Boston.
Yep.
Because, like, obviously I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a big Lakers fan. But out of just, like, respect as, like, an NBA fan, like, yeah. But another name to throw on the list of head coaches, I had a screen capture of it, and I was stupid and forgot to pull it up. It's the big assistant from Atlanta. Kenny Atkinson.
Oh, I've heard his name a few times.
He's from Ben Rosales.
Yep.
I think we all follow him. He's
probably the best follow. I love Ben.
Oh, dude, he probably thinks I'm a stalker. Because in high school, or my opening going to college, I was going for football. I got hurt, and then I went for sports journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned never to play tries. Like, if any little thing you can give credit to, So I just retweet and well, it's like now, isn't it, with the heart?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like all of his messages. That poor guy.
Me too.
But yeah, he's brought him up. So I don't know. I mean, Atlanta was good last year, and I believe Atkinson was also in San Antonio, so just from the tree. Yeah. All right. So since the draft happens before free agency, this is your department, Nelson. Who we already know that on LakersPulse.net you got Ben Simmons as your top
yeah,
prospect.
it's,
Right?
it's not even close anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
Simmons
you got
all the way.
Ingram, number 2, right?
Mhm.
And I guess I don't want to spoil anything that you got coming up, but I would assume Scal is the third, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think all three of those guys bring to the table?
I think for starters, Ben Simmons he can do practically anything he wants to because he
Except
has
shoot.
yeah. Well, his jump it's not consistent, but I mean his form it's not as bad as you think. Like it's better than Julius's right now.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And I think honestly, if we were to ever draft Simmons, I would trade Julius Randle like that. Like even if Julius turns out to be a better player, I'd take that big gamble with Simmons. And
that's to bring up Ben again. That's what he said too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think Ben Simmons and Randall could coexist.
No.
They can't. No.
They're the same guy. Like I don't know why Simmons is listed as a 3. Like,
yeah.
I've seen so
Well,
many
he
people,
can guard the 3, but he needs to be able to shoot to
kind of
yeah.
can guard the 3. In college he can guard the 3. In high school, clearly he can guard the 3. In the NBA, I don't know if he can guard the 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I like to think of myself as a draft guy as well.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten to put as much time in because I'm in college as well, even though I'm old. Yeah, I think he's my top prospect as well, but he scares me a bit, I guess I would say, because he doesn't shoot great. Obviously, all the points he scores is in the paint. I think
he has a low bustability actually, because I think like I wrote on my article that I think he's like his worst case scenario is like if he really doesn't develop that much, he could be like Lamar Odom. Because if you notice Lamar Odom, like Lamar was clearly a better shooter. I think just like a little bit more Simmons, he can become more of that. Because Lamar could pass, like he was like a point guard trapped in like a way bigger body. Like
he was that typical point forward that we all like to talk about now.
Yeah, well, kind of like LeBron, but like LeBron was way stronger. But yeah. And I think Simmons, like he could actually turn to LeBron. Like if you see some of his dunks and like the way he like kind of like plays a little, it reminds me of LeBron. But I think he'd have to take like a way big step to even get to his level.
I think I saw LeBron in high school. Like I'm old, like I said. Yeah. Well, I was in high school because they were televising his games on ESPN. Not the same player. Like I know a lot of people. I think like LeBron now, like how like LeBron's like on the downside of his prime, obviously. I have a hard time with that comp. Like I am a huge LeBron basher, but he is a great player. Like I can't deny it. Like
probably the best 17-year-old ever that we will ever see at 7.
Oh, dude, like I don't know how old. Well, obviously Nelson, you were like 5. I don't know how old you were, Jamie. Maybe like 13. I think I was like 16 at the time. Yeah. I was watching him, when he was at St. Vincent St. Mary, and I was like, that guy is going to be insane. Yep. Like anything. Like, I
can't like for example like when they say that Michael Jordan's the best player of all time. Like I can't say anything because I only saw Kobe, and for me, will forever be the best player of all time. But I think Ben Simmons is like my LeBron. That like I can't miss a Ben Simmons game because they're all like there's always gonna be that one play where I'm like number one pick. Yeah. And with some players like I'll see it like maybe like once every like 5 games, and I'll be like, oh yeah, he has potential to be number one pick. But I mean, I think Ben Simmons like stealing it right now. Like it's not even close unless he like really regresses and like someone like really shines like Foreign Towns last year. Like if that happens again, it could happen. But I
saw it like day one falling. I never believed that he was going to top pick. I can't prove it on Twitter. Like I'm not that guy that can search all the way back. But I had from day one Towns going 1. Yeah. That guy, oh my word. and he's proven it. But back to Simmons. Has he played any big colleges? Like everything that I've seen so far, like I being ignorant, I guess, with it and not knowing every team he's played. Everything that I've seen so far, like that game he scored was at 43, and he had like 10 assists, and it was nuts. I mean, it was crazy, but it was also I think against like North Florida or
He's not playing. He's not playing like high colleges yet. He's not playing like the Kentuckys or the Dukes that like that'll come later because I know the Kentucky's SEC, so they're both SEC, so they'll eventually meet. But
that's when I think it'll be the best time to judge him.
Yeah, if he doesn't show up in that game, the critics are going to come out on his game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think Scal has a chance. Like it's going to really be Scal and Simmons. Like all eyes are going to be on them. And
Scal had a 0-0 game today. Man, he dropped down from Draft Express after the UCLA game, like the day after the UCLA game. He dropped from 2 to 3. I mean, that dude. Like, we'll get to Ingram in a second, but Scal needs to add strength in a very bad way. Another thing with Simmons, he can do everything he wants to on the floor. With the ball in his hand, is clearly him and D'Angelo have to have a chemistry. They play together.
Oh no,
that would have to be big. I just wish he would be more willing to shoot.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually made a jump shot, right?
He's made 1 3-pointer, I think, all season.
Well,
so, I mean, that's not a huge indicator because actually I read that free throw percentage is a really good way of translating from college to the pros. Do you know? I think he's a pretty good free throw shooter.
His form has a couple problems, but I mean it's not like major like game breaking. I think on my post I had a couple of gifs of his. I think I did. I don't know if I did or not. Of him shooting a free throw and his mechanics. They're not that bad, but I mean, his overall jump shot, it's not broken. Like I know he can fix it. Like if he develops a jump shot, he will become unstoppable. Philadelphia, if they eventually get him, because they're probably get the number 1 pick for sure, they will. Like Okafor will be traded because he's gonna be too slow to run with Simmons. Like Simmons he's the real deal.
Talk about Okafor and Philadelphia right now. If they actually hire MDA, Mike D'Antoni.
I don't know if it's official yet, but yeah.
Yeah, like
I thought that he should have been hired to the staff this year. I know that the front office had problems with him and that they had problems, but I think he should have been hired because I think Russell, his stats should be like Kendall Marshall's stats. Like if you see Kendall Marshall's stats under him, imagine Russell's. That'd be insane.
Oh yeah, MDA on the Lakers right now. That would be insane.
But
I can't. I hope that he's hired by Philadelphia, and I do not wish like anything bad to Okafor, even though he's having crazy issues right now. I have no idea how he survives in that system.
No.
The overall Philadelphia has to be like one of the worst places to be at right now. I mean, it's such a toxic environment. I mean, Brett Brown should have just left and just come to the Lakers. I mean, at least we're not that bad. I mean, at least our fans. I mean,
I don't like. Well, with Brown, we would look a lot better. But I think 3 games ago we were all saying that we were the best or the worst team in the entire league. Like, I mean, maybe it was only me, but
no, I said it too.
Oh no. Yeah, I thought Philadelphia. Honestly, how do we lose? I still don't. I'm still not over the game. Like it's still stuck in my mind, and I would never ever think the Lakers are gonna win a game. I will always think they will lose, find a way to lose, because they lost to Philadelphia. And if you lose to Philadelphia, you're pretty awful.
Yeah.
So
that game, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah, if I was older, I probably would have gotten drunk that day.
I didn't get drunk, but yeah, I wasn't very happy. All right. Well, obviously, you said that you like Randall the most, Jamie. If we were to take Simmons, I think that you would be not very happy about trading.
I like Ingram a lot, but again, I don't know much about the prospects.
Yeah.
He's a Duke fanboy. I wouldn't really trust him at this point. He thought Okafor was gonna be a good player. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Yeah. Option, because I don't think Ben can play the 3 in the league, and I think it's pretty much a consistent. I can't say the word right now. That he's going to have to play the 4.
Yep.
I haven't seen many people say they can still play the 3 except fans. You know, one that I found interesting is again Ben Rosales brought up drafting Ben and then playing him at the 5. I don't know how the rim protection would be on that at all. But I mean, the playmaking on that
was bad now. I mean, you know, imagine that defense.
Yeah, it would. Oh man, and one of them would have to develop a jump shot. Like that's like because you take if you get the top pick, you're at this moment you're taking Simmons. But and like you have to try it at least, right? Like you have to try Simmons with Randall. Like. What do you guys think? Like, you already said, Nelson, that you would just trade Randall right off the bat. What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie?
My first option, if we keep the pick, would probably be to trade it, actually. And yeah.
All my hard work.
We've already got 5 potential rotation players that are young, and I know Ben Simmons is a big prospect, but I think the Lakers should flip that for a veteran all-star, borderline all-star that could help them right away.
My only question with that is, I've looked. I have no idea who that's going to be.
Yeah,
it's gotta be someone that fills a hole.
Yep.
It has to be a wing. At this point, we can't take anything else in a wing. At this point, we need a wing.
The only other thing that it could be a 5.
A wing or a 5.
It was you and me, Jamie, right? That we went back and forth about. I think more would have to be included, but to Philadelphia and getting Noel.
Oh yeah.
Because that dude is a beast. He's having a bad offensive year, but everyone is having a bad offensive year with Philadelphia.
Him and Russell would be fun together.
Yeah. And then maybe you try and get another one of their. Well, they hoard those things like.
Yeah, that is true.
Like. Yeah, maybe you can try and get like a prospect 3, another one like, or Nerlens and Covington. You probably have, I think the Lakers would maybe have to throw in more. I don't know exactly the value points on that. I know one of the ESPN writers has that, but I have no idea.
I think there's no way that you trade a pick. Like, if it's top 3, I think you keep it unless maybe 3. I think you could trade down and
3. I would definitely trade.
Yeah. I think 2. You take and the Lakers they can either draft the best player available, which would be Simmons, Scal, Brandon, or they can go more fit, which would still be Brandon or Jaylen Brown. I don't know if you guys have seen him.
Brown is just the more physical 3.
Yeah.
He's not. We'll get into those more, but
he's more NBA ready, as I like to say, because of his body. But I think Brandon Ingram, he could be a real stud. If
that's actually my top guy, which sounds crazy. I just remember Chad Ford brought up. Some NBA executive was like, if you don't take Simmons, then you should be fired or you're just an idiot. And then one of the Draft Express guys was just like, if you ever listen to a guy and they say that guy should be fired himself. Something along those lines. Like, that guy has no clue what he's talking about. One guy who, Ingram is already number 2 on my list.
Yes.
He's 6'9" with an insane 7'3" wingspan.
He's kind of like Kevin Durant, where if he catches fire, you're like, oh, you better watch out.
That dude, I caught part of the Indiana game. That was like his first big, welcome America to Brandon Ingram game, and it was funny because I tuned in. I believe it was after a Lakers game, like they were already in progress, and he wasn't on the court, but then he played the entire second half. That dude is rail thin.
Yeah.
It's so funny because if you actually watch him a lot, because when he was on the court, that's the only guy I watched. I could care less about anyone
Yeah.
else.
Well, Grayson Allen was actually pretty good. I don't know if you guys know. Grayson Allen is a little short.
Oh yeah,
kid.
oh yeah. No, I think he stays another year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, no,
He'll
I
probably go top 10 next year. With the
I think that'd be high for him, especially with next year's draft. But that dude can slash like crazy. I would like to see Allen play better against Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if maybe it was just me with watching Ingram, it was so funny because he'd run around the court, just kind of like half jogging. If you ever watch like Kevin Durant, it's the same thing. Just he just slinks and he's waiting, and then just all of a sudden, like someone threw a bad pass, and it was like Mr. like extension, like it was just crazy. He just swallowed the ball up, and I was just like, oh, like, and I don't know, like he was a decent, amount of space away from that ball. Like he should not have gotten that ball, and he just plucked it out of the air, and I think he took it in transition for a dunk. I mean that was like 2 weeks ago now, but I was just like, dang. And if you watch him in the post, even though he might be 170 pounds, dude is so thin. He's gonna have to eat and hit the weight room a lot.
I think he actually put on a couple pounds since when he was recruited, right?
Yeah, they said like 10 pounds, so maybe he's like $180. I mean, Kevin Durant, I don't know if you guys saw him at Texas, that dude, he was thin. I mean, he couldn't, like, everyone always brings up how he couldn't bench 185. Like, I mean, but Ingram might not do that either. We're not saying Ingram is going to be KD, but he's like the toolkit for it. Like, 6'9", he's like, and he just turned 18. Like, last month.
He's a year younger than all the other prospects.
The only one that's younger that's in the top 5 to 10 is the best name in all the draft, Dragonbender.
Oh yeah. Honestly, when I first saw him, he kind of reminded me of Jaime at first. I was like, oh, that kind of looks like.
Yeah, but he's plays the 3. Like he clearly needs to gain weight. I mean, just feed him steak every day and make him hit the weight room. That was the guy that they were talking about at Draft Express of possibly jumping Simmons.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll happen, but it could.
No, it could.
He's crazy. I mean, and the burst that he shows he's just so smooth. Like, even in the post, like, where he should just be pushed around.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He just, like, does these turns and dips, and, oh, man. I was impressed. And I was, the entire summer, I've been saying that if we took a 3, I wanted Jaylen Brown. But I would take Ingram. I think I would take Ingram 1 or 2. Like, I mean, that's just how much I like him.
I think Ingram might fall, sadly, because Scal is the much more regarded prospect. But I think
not now.
Not now. Yeah, but I think he still has the potential to be. I think Scal, because I think he's like a year older actually than the entire freshman class.
No, Scal and Simmons are both older.
Oh yeah.
Like they're not Dwayne Bacon. I don't know if you guys know who that guy is. From he's Florida State. He was in obviously the McDonald's All-American last year. He's a freshman and he's 20.
Oof.
So he's supposedly, according to Draft Express, like 30 on their board. Like, he'll probably still go first round because he's still pretty talented. But, I like my typical guy is long, can shoot, and explosive, and Ingram's shown all that, and he's young. So I think, like, because Draft Express has it like, in decimal points, for the age, it's like, I think for Simmons they had like 19.5, and Ingram was 18.2, so he's like a full year younger.
Yeah.
So
I also think you have to look at it is Ingram and Randall better than just Simmons if you're going to trade them, which is what sways me.
That's a good question, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still feel like if you pass on Simmons, you're gonna regret it for quite a while. That's
Yeah. And that's you. I think at this moment you have to get the top pick.
Yeah.
So
I think that the Lakers might actually take Jaylen Brown.
more NBA ready type
yeah,
guy.
more NBA ready. Yeah, and especially because they're trying to show the free agents that they're not just gonna wait and sit around. That they want to try to win pretty soon. And I think Ingram might take a few years, like Russell's taking a few years. And I don't know if our fan base is actually ready for Ingram to develop. Because I mean, if he has one bad summer league game, they're gonna call him a bust. The next Mitch Parker. I mean, it comes with the shot.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back. I think we've got for the top three, we've got obviously Simmons, we've got Ingram, Scal's in there, Brown's in there. I've heard, I don't know if you guys know the guy Cole's, I think it's Weicker, the NBA cap strategist guy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has Bender at 2. I don't know if I agree with that, but he has said some things that like I was surprised with and came true. So I don't know. But
he's kind of like Porzingis. He kind of actually reminds me of him, but he's I believe he's shorter. Yeah.
Well, Porzingis is like 7'2" or like a little over 7'1" without shoes. With shoes, Porzingis is 7'3". And then he's got like a wingspan of I think it's 7'6" or 7'7", and a standing reach of 9'6". A 9. That's insane. Like
that's hard to pass on.
Yeah. Okay. I could talk draft all day.
Oh yeah. If you're one, I'm always available.
All right. I'll have to take you up on that. So I keep seeing trade the pick too.
Yep.
So do you have any options in mind?
I haven't really looked at it too much.
Yeah.
So nothing right now, but if there's anything Mitch Kupchak is very, very good at, it's trades.
Yeah.
So I would trust him to make that decision.
Yeah. If there was one guy that you could get, Nelson, who would, I mean, mind you, like where I saw someone say trade it for Cat, Carl.
No.
That's not happening. That's not happening. You're not getting Cat. You're not getting Wiggins. I saw someone. Oh my word. I want to say it's the Armo trader. Is that what his name is?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to butcher his last name. Sorry if you ever watched this, Jerry. I think he brought up the Greek Freak. What do you guys? I don't know if that's valid because I think if he just increases the shooting percentage, that guy's a star.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's already kind of a star anyways, just not
a superstar.
Yeah. But
I don't know if the Bucks will part with him.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But
I think Jabari Parker, maybe. I love Jabari Parker coming out of college.
He's a 4 too.
Same issue with Randall.
Yeah, and talk about a guy. Well, he might be better at defense than Okafor. I mean, I have no idea, but
a lot of people are better at defense than Okafor.
Yeah,
this is true. Yeah, I couldn't stand Parker. I had Embiid and Wiggins way ahead of him.
Me too.
I thought Wiggins was kind of overrated coming out of college because of his lack of jump shot. Because he's kind of like
it's lacking still, but that guy is. Ever since I heard the name in Canada, for some reason I was like just drawn to him, and then I saw the tapes of him, and I was just like, damn, that guy he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So clear, you're not getting those two. I don't think Milwaukee would part with the Greek Freak, but I still think like that pick would have to be a young veteran,
Yeah. Yep.
But
Noel, I think Noel is like the most obvious.
Yeah,
most likely to.
How we talked about. I think you'd have to throw in like a guy like Covington, personally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or maybe it would clash too. But Dario Saric.
Oh, sorry.
He's-
Yeah.
I haven't watched tape on him. I kind of forgotten about him.
I saw a YouTube video from
Yeah.
some guy.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
He's, I mean, he balled out last year. He won
Oh, yeah.
in his league. A guy that I think me and Jamie both would love would be Embiid.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're getting Nerlens Noel, so it wouldn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, is Embiid ever gonna play an NBA game? Like, I don't know if that's like up in the air.
That's
Right?
like the only
That's-
question. If he
that-
played, I think he's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
I wouldn't give him top 3 pick, but
No.
I would give our 2nd round pick up for him because that's gonna be like what 32,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like, and he's still I think only 21.
Yeah.
He might be 22. I don't think so though. I mean, you guys think of something I'll look up.
He was my number 1 pick hands down. Like, I didn't even think it was close between him and Wiggins. Like, Wiggins was.
Me too. I have one.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, and then did you guys hear about Joel is 21 and will turn 22 in March?
Wow.
So, did you guys hear Simmons was at a pre-draft workout, like 2 days before Embiid broke his foot? He said that he was nailing threes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Like a guy should not be able to have that much like talent.
Yeah. Especially
I
since he didn't start playing until he was like 15 or 16 or something.
yeah, exactly. Didn't he play like volleyball beforehand or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, he was my number 1 on the board as well. So I think we got the draft pretty much done. So what about you guys think free agents next year?
Kevin Durant to LA.
Who?
Kevin Durant to LA.
That's not happening.
That's practically different from free agents. Like, whoever else they get, it's like maybe role player, I guess. I don't think they would get a starter unless.
I think there's a few guys out there.
Harrison
but
Barnes, I would throw the max at because I don't know if Golden State. I mean,
I-
they're gonna have to, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a restricted free agent. We don't go
Yeah.
after restricted free agents. I
Jimmy
don't
Butler.
like that. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, future Laker. Barnes, I don't remember. It was ESPN or someone else. Barnes plays better as a small ball 4. He could play the 3, but he has a harder time defending threes, which is what we need. My 3 would be Chandler Parsons if the knee is okay.
yeah,
And I have no idea about that. I haven't watched a Mavericks game since
I haven't either.
the Lakers Mavericks played.
Yeah.
I think Batum would be a really good
Mhm.
3 for us. I think he's still only like 27.
He's 26.
Get out of here. Still?
Yeah.
What?
I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. It's felt like he's been in the league like a
Forever.
decade.
Yeah.
He's killing it in Charlotte, or at least
Yeah.
he was until the other night.
He just had a triple double, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been up on everyone else in the league at the moment, but I know that he was just killing it. But that was him or Parsons. But again, the Cole, the NBA cap strategist guy. I'm not going to butcher his name again. He said that because I think he's a lawyer. He said that he's talked to Batum's agent
Mhm.
and that's not happening, which would be sad.
Yeah.
Because he would be. Oh man, he's a young guy with what we need. He can stretch the floor. He can still cut to the basket. A great defender. Yeah.
I think some of the best free agents are restricted, and which is sad.
They,
'cause
the
they
good
always
ones.
are. They're
Yeah,
always
'cause-
the best ones.
I would throw the max definitely at Bradley Beal and Andre Drummond. Like, I wouldn't even question it. But, Bradley Beal a little bit, but I think Andre Drummond for sure. I think a max player for sure, and we need a center anyway. So
I've never been as high on Beal as everyone else. I know that you throw the max at him. I don't think he's a superstar. I'm crazy. Whatever.
He could be like the third or second best player on the championship team.
I agree.
Third, probably, yeah.
That would mean we'd have to move Clarkson either to the bench or trade him, I think, because he's
Beal's not a Clarkson coming off the bench in that scenario.
Yeah. Clarkson is going to be a Laker. No one has to worry about that.
No.
He's got He's got the arena extension locked in the bag. That guy's not going anywhere. I get tired of seeing everyone question the big, all the big blogs about that. I don't know. The obviously our biggest holes are the 3 and the 5. I think Drummond isn't happening. He's a restricted.
Whiteside.
That's the guy that I keep bringing up. Everything that I see from everyone else is that the guy has crazy maturity issues.
Yep.
Which is like a Robert Upshaw situation, which like that would be a bad environment if you're going to keep him. But I don't know. I think I'd roll the dice on it, honestly.
I would. Yeah.
I mean, he's averaging more blocks per game right now than several NBA teams.
Yep.
And he's crazy athletic. I think he's still 26.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's a little older. He was drafted a few years ago in the second round, I believe.
Yeah.
I saw that his defense is overrated, and I actually tend to believe that. I mean, he fills up the stat sheet, but apart from that and blocking like a couple shots, I think that's what he's practically doing every night. Yeah. Apart from that, he's not really like impacting the defense that much. I mean, I guess alternate shots a couple times.
That's the real question of Whiteside is, he's this generation Steve Francis. He's the stat counter.
Yeah.
So, other than him, I don't know who else to go after. You got Horford, which I think you brought up earlier, Nelson, right?
Yeah.
Is he like? I think he's a decent rim protector, but
he's not as good as he was when
he doesn't really block too many shots.
Yeah, exactly. And he's what, 30 already?
Yeah, he's old.
But surprisingly, he's developed a 3-point shot this year, which is great to see. I think that would be really helpful for this team because we need as many stretch big men as we can get.
Yeah, I just don't know if he could bang in the West.
Oh,
It sounds like. Yeah, I mean Boogie. You got. I think Tim Duncan retires after the year, but they still got Aldridge now.
Oh yeah.
Tyson Chandler and Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean I don't know. Not that Tyson's like a top 10 center anymore. I don't think he is, but
not anymore.
You got a lot of big guys still. You know, like is Horford going to be able to go up against DeAndre? You know, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably throw the max at him, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think are like other realistic guys? Like I don't even really want to chat about KD because that's.
I don't think
come on, guys. You know, there's always a chance.
Yeah, no.
I think Solomon Hill could be a good poor man's 3-and-D if we miss out on some of the other guys.
Can he shoot? That's the question, right? Can he shoot?
Yeah, he's streaky.
Oh.
Go cold for a couple months.
a couple months. What about you, Nelson?
I think either Noah or Jefferson, because we need a big man. And, I think Noah might be a little bit on the washed-up side too. But yeah. I still think that he could maybe start in place, like maybe a 1-year deal to see what is left. Maybe
Yeah, I've seen Noah brought up with a couple other pods.
I'm not bad.
Yeah, he just everything that Tibbs did. Notice I didn't put Tibbs at all on my list for coaches.
He's kind of overrated, I guess, on the available coaches.
I don't know if it's necessarily overrated. I think he's just not good for a young team.
Yeah, I think he needs like veteran players that are good right now.
Yeah, I think a win now team is best for him. Yeah, I think all the miles that Tibbs put on Noah just scares me.
And Rose, and Rose's knees.
Rose. Everyone needs to get over the fact that Rose is no longer Rose. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
that is Jimmy Butler's team. Like, I said
Yep.
that last year. Like,
And Gasol's team.
Gasol's a free agent. Let's go after him.
And bring back Kobe next year. Let's go.
Oh, man. Yeah. Kobe, year 21.
Thanks.
Yeah, love Kobe, but no, thank you. You guys, any other guys that you can think of? I haven't paid too much attention besides like Whiteside and Batum are like my two top guys, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, with Batum supposedly agent saying not happening, and then Whiteside with his issues. Yeah, I don't think so. What if we were to just trade the 32 pick or whatever for Embiid?
I'd be happy.
I mean,
I'd call that a summer. That'd be fine with me.
yeah.
That'd be the one of the biggest like steals of all time if that were to
I
happen.
think
And
it's
like
healthy. Yeah.
yeah, and he like even if he had ever play a basketball game again, like the 32 pick is like Mr. Irrelevant. No one cares about him. So I mean that'd be a steal.
Yeah. I don't know at this point. I mean, I think that we have a bright future if we keep the pick. It's a lot better.
Yep.
But
If we keep the pick, it's gonna be probably my best summer of all time. Even though I've only had 15, but I think it'd be like my best summer of all time because I'd be talking about Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram all summer long.
I was just gonna say, well, I mean, you haven't had many summers. So. All right. Well, let's end the show on a good note. Hard to end it on a good note after this Houston game that I wasn't very happy with. Yeah, let's go with what you guys have like coming out. Do you guys have any pieces coming up or?
Yeah, I've got a film breakdown for Russell's defense that should be out Monday or Tuesday. So.
Wonderful.
Yep.
You got your next breakdown, Nelson?
Yeah, and I'm also going to start working on Jaylen Brown and Dragon Bender because it's winter break, so I'm having much more free time to work on it, and possibly a Russell piece because he's really starting to emerge as the player that we all want him to be. Hopefully to stop the bust talk. That'd be really helpful.
Oh, that really just needs to stop.
Yes.
Well, I haven't written in forever, so I should probably do that since I'll be on winter break after next week as well. So, guess we'll just wrap it up then.
Right.
And thank you guys for joining me.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie, I hope this becomes a
regular thing.
A regular thing, definitely.
Yes.
And Nelson, I think if it's okay to speak for Jamie, I think it would be good to have you on again in the future as well.
I love podcasts, so.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys. Well, you have a great night, and I hope to talk soon.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.